OTC Exchange hosted its first analyst call for the year 2017, featuring Crown Natures PLC, one of Nigeria's leading players in the garment manufacturing industry space. It was an opportunity for the management of Crown Natures PLC to interact with market stakeholders on its operations, strategies, and planned capital raising through the capital market.
The volume of demand for this particular item within the campaign period of 4 or 5 months, and when I went to town and wanted to do a special design of caps, I found out that we didn't have one factory producing the cap that we see in the market. And I visit the market a lot, so I see these items in millions of pieces. And I wondered where it's coming from. It was at that point I was educated that the caps coming basically from China. And I'm wondering, all of our people that have gone into training of skill, you know, the regular low skill, tailoring and all of that, why couldn't they do this? How technical can this production be that we couldn't, using that much, and then we couldn't find anybody being interested in wanting to go? So it became an opportunity to us, and we went into it. Of course, when we started, we brought in a Chinese company, because right from the beginning, we knew where we're going. And we knew that Nigeria have come of age. We do not need to do things shabbily, and babies, we need to grow. And if you need to grow, you need to know the pattern of growth that you require. So we brought in a technical partner from Asia, from China particularly, who has been in the industry of manufacturing of the caps particularly, to come and train us on the skill that we can use to produce this cap to meet international standard, because we do not want to do it as we say in Nigeria, the Nigerian standard. We want to clearly be global right from that level. So the factory set up the company for us and trained the locals and gave us the technical ability, everything that we require to start and then to finish. And then we have trained several other people, Nigerians especially, on how to do this production, and they are currently producing it. Because we have the technical ability in-house, we're able to recruit unskilled labor, train them and turn them into skilled and semi-skilled, and they become useful both to the company and to themselves. And moving forward, in 2008, we increased capacity by 52% to reduce our cost. You know, when we started, the cost was pretty high. And one of the reasons is that we started with the minimum production to see how it's going to be. The product we went into is not a product that is new. It's a registered product in the market. The only difference and the addition, the value addition we brought in, is the production here in Nigeria and not the importation of it. So we increased our capacity at that level. And then we moved forward, because in manufacturing, you keep giving birth. When you've given birth to a baby, and the baby is almost getting to the maturity, another baby is going to come through. That's the beauty of manufacturing, because the same facility that is installed is able to still do other products. So you keep doing research and development, because the market has a lot of products that is in that sphere. So research and development, we developed other related product lines to cater for the segment of market, because Nigeria is an import-driven market. So the opportunity is just endless for us. We're currently a major player manufacturing these items. We moved from cap to T-shirts to several items as you see on the slide, on this banner here, and all of this. The equipment that we have put in the factory put together is capable of producing all of the items that you see here, even more. Because garment is what each and every human being cannot do without. The minute a human being has eaten, the next thing he or she is thinking about is, what am I going to wear? And we're talking of garments that starts from inner wears to outer wear. So we're not limited. Our capacity would only be determined by how much investment we have put in. And so we can keep producing as many product lines as possible. From there, we moved, seeing that the free trade zone, the special economic zone in Nigeria, gives us the benefit of import and export duty-free. We moved the facility from the host country, which is Lagos, Nigeria, into the Lekki Free Trade Zone, where we are currently. That's where the factory is located as we speak. And it's been very well. Now, we have installed capacity to take the workforce of 300 workers at a time. And the facility in place is able to run 2-3 shifts within a 24 hours with 7 product lines adequately. Talking about the industry now, Nigeria textile industry was the 3rd largest in Africa. The first integrated mill was established in Kaduna in 1957. That's the history of the industry as a whole. The industry was the largest employer of labor in the manufacturing sector, about 60%. The industry accounts for 25% of manufacturing and contributes 15% to the GDP. This was decades ago, meaning that the death of this industry has actually contributed to the problem of Nigeria today. Our overdependence on oil and neglect has jeopardized and crippled the industry. Lack of growth as a result of preference and overdependence on foreign textile and clothing is clearly, in my understanding and opinion, an unpatriotic attitude which has wrecked this industry. Because if Nigeria is one of the countries that grows cotton, we farm cotton. 26 states in Nigeria have viable soil to grow cotton. But the absence of the garment end has not developed the value chain. Because the garment end actually brings out the final product, which is what we're all wearing here this morning. And until we have factories or garment manufacturers like Crown Natures, who would make demand from the textile industry and from the farmers, the textile industry then to the farmers, the value chain cannot be well developed. So we have seen that one of the reasons why the textile industry went into that state is because of the absence of the garment manufacturing end. Look at China, India. The garment end drives the rest of the value chain. And that's what we're trying to do. Use this company to drive the value chain and have everybody do their own business along the way. And we would all now see where everything is going to be ending to, where we're all going towards. Negligence and unfavorable policy have led to underutilization of human and material resources. Like I've just said, we have the natural resources. The cotton is farmed in Nigeria. 26 states out of 36 is farming cotton. The Chinese come in here and buy those cotton seed off the farmers, take it back to Asia, process it into fabrics, produce it into finished garments, and we go back there and buy, just like we're doing with the oil. But when you realize that you've made mistakes, the best thing to do is quickly turn around and begin to get it right. And that's what Crown Nature is trying to do.
Mrs. Omolara Anolarama, MD CEO of Crown Nature PLC, and Mr. Bola Ajomale, MD of NASD OTC Exchange, speak further on the analyst call and prospects for accessing the market through the NASD OTC Exchange.
We're into the production, mass production of products that are essential to the consumers, from inner wears to outer wears, which gives us a wide range of manufacturing of garments that run from underwears to outerwears. We are at the end of the value chain of textile and garment, which means we produce the end product in the value chain, and we are at the critical part of the value chain, which brings out the finished product of what the value chain has to offer. The market opportunity for us is that the market of our products is dominated by importation, which means there are no sufficient local manufacturing of some of our products. And that's where the opportunity lies for us to provide these goods locally to reduce Nigeria's dependence on imported garments.
How much are you
We're looking at raising to optimize our current installed capacity about 1.6 billion naira, and to establish our garment plans, which is our future plan, we're looking at about 7 billion naira. In terms of the 1.6 billion that we require to optimize the current installed capacity, we're looking at about 3 years plan for a complete return on this investment. And for the 7 billion, which is the garment plant, we're looking about between 5 and 7 years also to complete the cycle of that investment.
Very interesting company that has caught a niche in the textile industry, is focused on bringing back the rejuvenating the textile industry, and is looking very strongly at the export market as well. So a point was made earlier on today that this is a company that is using natural resources and existing population and the amount of labor we have available to create an industry that has an export orientation. All the factors are coming into play on that company, and we are very excited that we're able to bring them and introduce them to the market. For the amount of work they need to do and for how they plan to go about it, they seem to be very efficient they seem to be modest and efficient in their plans. So rather than coming up with a really high and impressive sounding number, they've actually opted to go with a smaller number so they can grow organically, a lot more organically than a lot of other companies would do. That tells me that there's a certain amount of prudence in that company, and it also tells me that they probably have taken stock of what they need to do, and they're trying to avoid any kind of surprises as well. So I'm looking forward to, and I think it's the kind of number that the market can fund after being satisfied that the company will do what it's supposed to. It's another company that has convinced us at NASD that the real growth of this economy and the real growth sector is the real growth segment of the market of the economy is in the smaller companies that are structured, that have a business focus and have good management. Those are the ones that will grow, and they will grow quicker than the large multinationals that already have a space and age and are more mature. It's natural and it happens in all markets. Now, what we're seeing in Nigeria is that a lot of these companies have over time been deprived of equity capital, have resulted to debt capital, and the debt capital really is not expandable. And so you can only use debt for a certain extent, to get started, but what you actually do need is equity, long-term capital, friendly capital that will stay with the company and will reap the benefits of the company's growth. Again, because equity capital is not contractual in its returns, it means that it's also more patient and can wait for the company to mature and develop itself, even plow back its profits before it then starts paying out dividends and so on.
With a 3-year plan to optimize operations with a capital raising of 1.6 billion naira and a long-term 7-year plan to finance the building of a garment manufacturing plant valued at the range of 5.2 billion to 7 billion naira, partnering with the NASD OTC, Crown Nature PLC is poised to lead the development of the value chain in the Nigerian textile market, which will be tested by the response of capital market players.